it's your turn. You choose. Surprise me.
Welcome to Kyle and Dave versus the Machine. My name is Kyle.
I'm Dave.
Dave over here. And I want to talk a little bit about the movie that we're reviewing in full this week called Yi Yi. The first film that I've ever watched that was made in that country whose name has now escaped my mind. Not Thailand.
Taiwan.
That was made entirely
so disappointed.
in Taiwan. And I personally think is like this modern classic film. This is like the epitome of epic filmmaking. It's really fascinating to have watched this right after Godfather 2, both talking about families, both going through like a sweeping like family history, and yet this one is so quiet in its moments that by the time you get to the end, I think there's just this powerful emotional response that you have by the end of it.
I would have gone with powerful power.
Powerful power. I really loved Yi Yi. How about yourself, Dave?
You know, it's interesting. So my wife is Taiwanese, and neither of us knew that there were well-regarded movies that came out of Taiwan. And it turns out, as we research in our audio podcast, that this was part of a new wave of Taiwanese movies commissioned by their government. So there's a bit of propaganda there to reinvigorate it. And this, unfortunately, was sort of the end of that era that would eventually bring us Ang Lee and the Hulk.
You know, Ang Lee made more stuff than just the Hulk, right, Dave? Like,
not in my mind.
No, what I would like is I would like Taiwanese new wave to be coupled with like the new wave music of the 80s. That would be like my bread and butter right there.
Actually, speaking of that, was one of the most fascinating things about this. I mean, talking about quiet and understated, I don't think there's a score. I mean, how great is a movie to captivate your imagination without Foley, right? Without orchestration to tell you when it's suspenseful.
I will say the only thing that probably would have made this movie better was Dave Foley.
And it's an interesting comparison to Godfather. Again, I don't know if we cover this in the podcast, but Godfather is a sweeping epic that happens generationally. This is a sweeping epic that I think happens in 1 week, a year.
Actually, yeah, we weren't quite sure exactly time frame. It's like, is this a few days, a month, a year? Like, it doesn't seem to be 100% certain. Or at least we weren't. But we're also stupid.
No, we're the smart. We're on YouTube. Yeah. That means we're intelligent. Finally, you get the taste of Taiwan. I think Helen responded mostly to that, which is the authenticity to a Taiwanese experience, which I think drew me in more because it's not an American pomp and circumstance thing. Pomp and circumstance? That's American, right?
That's what you graduate with.
So, you know, I really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to listen to the full review, you can go subscribe to our podcast to anywhere you get podcasts from and, get mad at us over there.
Well, there's nothing to get mad about. Yeah. We're right.
We're correct.